Hello there, and welcome to the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast. I'm so glad you are joining me here today. As you've likely guessed by now, my name is Denise Alvarez, and before we dive into today's episode, I will very quickly introduce myself, just in case for new friends, and then we'll jump right into all things affiliate programs for your brand. Now, as I said, my name is Denise, and through my business, Storm Lily Marketing, I get to help dream-chasing horse business owners like yourself to grow your business with clarity, with confidence, and with purpose. Now, I do this primarily through business coaching and then education, such as this podcast, and I have some online learning resources for you also. All that I do, friends, is to help you as an equestrian entrepreneur be out in the barn or the arena or behind the camera lens or in the round pen or in wherever it is that you're serving the equine industry. I know it can vary, but your heart for horses and your heart to serve the industry is the same. And I want to help you do more of that. And so today we're doing that by way of talking about affiliate marketing and specifically how you as a brand and a business owner can create an affiliate marketing program. Now, if you remember last fall, Jamie, my guest today, was actually on the podcast talking about affiliate marketing programs from the perspective of you as a business owner joining a program so that you can earn revenue, earn an income for your business as an affiliate for other programs. So if you go back to episode 194, you will learn more about that. It's called How to Get Paid for the Products You Already Recommend. I will link to that in the show notes for today. So just so you know, in case you're new around here, for the episode, the show notes is always the episode number. So if you go to stormlily.com/201, you will get to today's show notes for episode number 201. For the other episode, it was 194. So same thing /194. Okay. But I would love for you to listen to that. And when you do, you'll meet Jamie, hear more about his background, his journey in entrepreneurship, and how he got to what he's doing right now in the horse world. Today, I asked him to come back because I also know that many of you are selling products, services, maybe courses, programs. And so you've heard about affiliate programs and maybe thought that's just for the big guys. I'm not ready for that yet. But what I want you to learn today from Jamie, what I want you to hear is that affiliate marketing can be a wonderful source of reaching more of the right people by utilizing the network you already have, the relationships that you already have. Because the reality is, especially in the horse world, we are relationship driven, right? So if somebody else is referring and sharing about your course or about your products or about your services, there's inherently trust built in, and they could know someone that you don't, right? And then with the affiliate marketing piece, you get to reward them for that as a way of saying thank you, okay? So in this episode, Jamie is going to walk you through how an affiliate program works. He's going to share with you how you can specifically set one up in a way that makes sense for your horse business and give you some practical ways to do that, okay? So I cannot wait for you to meet Jamie again, or in case he's new to you, and I can't wait for you to take some of these things and apply it in your business because you know I will always tell you, I want you to be here learning, and the magic is going to happen when you take one or two things from what you've learned and you apply it in your business. All right, so without further ado, here's my conversation with Jamie Birch. Okay, Jamie, thanks so much for joining me again on the podcast. I am so grateful for your gift of time.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad through all the weirdness we were able to make this happen today.
Yeah, I'm going to tell in the intro how this is going to be a really great episode. We already know because just to get to this moment has taken a fair amount of work on both of our parts. So I really believe this is going to help a lot of people. So I'm really grateful for that. For those listening, and I'll tell about this in the intro and give the links, like we're not going to go into a really in-depth on what is affiliate marketing, but I do want to give a taste for people who are listening to this first before they listen to part one. If you would just give a quick overview of what that is, I'm going to have them go back and listen to get to know Jamie, to understand Jamie, the business owner. I want them to go listen to your really great introduction in part one of our conversation for today, we're just going to dive in. So let's talk about affiliate marketing for equine businesses. Give an overview when they hear that and people are like, oh, that's for the big people. Like, just break it down. What is it simply?
And thank you for having me on again. And your intro in the first episode was fantastic. I may actually call you out to intro me in other places too. That was great. Yeah, so affiliate marketing at its core is just selling other people's stuff and other people selling your stuff. So if you just think of it like that, it's nothing new. It's been around since people sold a chicken for, a pig, and then that pig got it's been around forever. What happened with the internet is it allowed us to do it a lot more efficiently. So instead of one horse trainer making one relationship with one manufacturer, those horse trainers and bodywork specialists and all the horse professionals, they're able to go to these networks and make one relationship that leads to hundreds of relationships. So they're able to sell products that they don't have to inventory, they don't have to own, they don't have to ship, they don't have to really do anything. All they have to do is refer those products. And they can refer the products a myriad of different ways. All the horse trainers I've ever worked with are usually, after a training ride, sitting on a horse, letting it learn some patience and just learn to stand. They're on their phone sending their client, hey, we need these bell boots. We need this cooler. We need, the show's coming up and here are 10 things I need for your horse before we go. So they're usually doing it on the phone. But there's a lot of influencers. There's a lot of trainers and clinicians that promote products of all kind on all their channels, through email, through their website, through TikTok and Instagram and all those marketing venues that I know you work with a lot of horse professionals on. So this just allows them to do that really efficiently and to track it. Because right now, the vast majority of horse professionals, you're recommending products every single day. And it just happens and nothing ever comes back to you. And when you look at what an advertiser wants and a retailer, they want access to the client that's most likely to buy their product, and that it gets to them with the highest loyalty sort of referral level. And what's higher than the trainer you're spending, $500 to $2,500 or more a month to work with you and your horse? So that is exactly what they're looking for. It's a highly sought after referral. And with affiliate marketing, they can get paid for those referrals, whether it's through a text message. And I've always looked at it since I started in 2000, 99, 2000. I've always looked at it as that's at its basis. It's someone has access to an audience that I want access to, and I have a brand, a manufacturer, a retailer that wants access to them. How can we make that relationship happen? And so I've, we've done things where we've worked with SmartPack for a while, and we equipped clinicians and horse trainers to have a short code on the side of their trailer to be able to include it in handouts, and they would track all those sales, everything that they talked about during that clinic. They were able to do that. So basically, that's what it is. It's horse professionals are referring products, people trust them, and all those manufacturers, retailers, and advertisers want to take advantage of that. And affiliate marketing makes that trackable and payable.
Yeah, I love that. And I have even because I love that on the podcast, we have a mix of listeners. So I work with some photographers as well that I've been blessed to work with. And many of them will also do affiliate links, right, for the gear and the things that they're using. And it's the same thing. So for those listening, on part one, we talked about specifically how you can be the referral person and make some money. Today, we want to talk specifically about those brands that are listening saying, oh, actually, I could create something like this for people to make money off of referrals that they're sending them to me. So tell me a little bit about like a good overview, maybe about what that could look like as an equestrian brand and what that affiliate program could look like for them.
Yeah, this is awesome because those brands, like I said, they want access. The best access is through the people they're going to trust. And if the trainers are listening, you don't know this already, uh, and the advertisers. When I'm with a trainer and she texts me and says, "You need this," I just buy it. I just get it for her, have it shipped to the barn. I don't question it. I don't look for deals. I don't this is the bit we need. Great. Let's buy it. This is the blanket. Go for it.
Hmm.
So for the advertisers, you're always trying to get that access. And that's where a lot of this commerce happens. And so without affiliate marketing, you're going to have to go and try to find that individual influencer and hope that works. Or you're going to try to find a big trainer and get through that barn. But there are, I don't know how many horse trainers and barn owners and clinicians and body workers and photographers and all that in the industry. There are hundred thousands. I have no idea. There's a lot. And those people trust them. They have an audience. So with affiliate marketing, you get access to that audience without having to make those individual relationships. So there are several players in the space that they need to be aware of. One is they need to be on a network. So this networks like Rakuten or Commission Junction, Link Connector is the one that we use for this space. They are the technology provider for to make this happen. So you can think of it as a marketplace. On one side, you have your retailers, your manufacturers, your brand owners. Think, Smart Pack, State Line Tack, those kind. And then on the other side, you have all the publishers. So that's everyone who has access to different audiences. Now, there's millions of publishers. Not all of them will be appropriate, but in the middle, that's the network. And that network enables these two things to happen so that the advertiser, just like I said with the trainer, the advertiser doesn't have to make a one-on-one relationship with everyone who's built an audience that they want. They can just join this network, this platform, and then go through and find the partners that they want to work with. And then I always recommend, especially in the equine space, we're a little bit behind other industries as far as the technology and incorporating this aspect. So it's a bit of like both of these players need to come to the space at the same time. So we get some economies of scale here. But the retailers can join this program and then go find the affiliates, the publishers, the trainers, those people that are already in there, and then start building a relationship with them. And they don't have to create a new tracking link or go work with their tech team or hire a tech team to make sure that we can track these sales. It's all done. And that network is really, really important. And I highly recommend Link Connector. In fact, we've had a free deal from them. So advertisers can set up an affiliate program and it costs them nothing with Link Connector. And then you have your publishers. And so there's some real basic ones. A lot of people use sites like Ebates and other coupon and deal sites, and that you can reach a lot of people that way for sure, and especially down to the end consumer. But if you want to reach the horse community through the trainers and clinicians and those types of professionals, you have to find them individually. But that still happens within that network, and you don't have to worry about writing 100 checks every month to individuals. You don't have to worry about fraud. The network happens. That's one thing that you have to consider is there is a likelihood of fraud where, I mean, there are bad operators that will do a lot. I mean, they're super creative and they will get around just about anything, but that's the network. So you have to have the network. Within that network, you upload your products, your brand marketing elements, so banners and things like that. There's a standard list of things you need, and then the publishers go into that, grab that stuff, and promote it. what I really love about loading all their products and giving them access to their entire product database is that trainer who, everyone uses. There is one thing I've learned about the horse world. We are particular. Uh, we like what we like and we don't like what we don't like. So it allows them to get real specific. It allows those horse professionals. One of the examples I love is our trainer has, when they bring on a new client, there's a new client list. Here are the things you need before you come to the barn. Fly sheet, fly spray, a halter, lead, all those sort of things. And those are provided in all affiliate links. So you can, as an advertiser, you can get on that list. And then the horse trainer is incentivized to promote your product because they're making money off of it. So they know they like this particular thing, but maybe SmartPack has an affiliate program and the place they usually go to doesn't. Well, who's gonna get that sale now? Well, they're incentivized through the affiliate program to go one place over the other. So that's basically what you can access as a retailer in this space.
Okay, that is such a wonderful overview. And for those listening who are going, it's a little bit more jargon than I'm used to. The advertiser in this case would be the brand, right? And
Yes,
that's okay.
sorry.
That's your world. So you're going to
Yeah,
normally speak in your world. My job is to translate.
yeah. Thank you.
So the advertisers are those that are listening are the brands, product or service based, that want the referral. And so the people doing the referrals are what you call in your world the publisher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
thank you for making that distinction. I start rattling jargon and
No, it happens. It happens to everybody. Yeah. No, I'm here to translate. So, therefore, for those listening, what we want to talk to you today is about the opportunities, the pushback you might have to these things, things that you need to know and keep in mind if you are considering creating an affiliate program. And tell me this, I'm very curious because, of course, the power of the network. But there are also going to be people that are like, well, can't I just use my XYZ website? It has a plugin where I can track referrals or those types of things. Tell me what you know about like the scrappy DIY ways to do it. Is that a great way to get started for people? And then when they see that there's buy-in, then they invest the time and effort into doing the network deal, or kind of tell me what that process looks like for people.
Yeah, really, really good questions. So most of the platforms that you've built your brand business on have an affiliate program or referral program plugin, like you said, or service or something like that. And those can be successful, but like anything else, it's what you put into it. So if you have very little resources and time to dedicate to that, I would say go out into the network, because once you sign up with that network, they're going to let everyone know in that network you're there. So there's most likely going to be some pent-up demand waiting for you to join. So if you don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of resources, you don't have someone who knows this space, then that's going to be your best, bet for success. But it can be very successful. We're a big industry, but when it comes to everything else, we're very niche. And so there are many successful programs that are either, their Shopify link or the WordPress plugin or whatever your platform is, that can be done. But like anything else, it's what you put into it. So you can be successful on those things for sure. And it is usually a great first step, because you're already paying for it. It's not an additional fee. You probably already know how to navigate in that environment, but you will have to put the time in to reach out to individuals to invite them, because there's no marketplace where they can see and just join. So you'll have to spend a little more time. But if your intent is to reach out to just those horse professionals, photographers, all that, this may be a really good way, because you don't have to pay extra fees, but you'll have to learn that system. The downside of that is any fraud or anything like that is 100% on the brand. You're going to have to monitor, and also the payments are going to need to be handled by you. A lot of times that's not a big deal, but you'll still have to watch out for those things. But the pros are, it's already there. You're using it anyway. All the product information is there. It's integrated really well. So that can definitely work in your favor. But the key differentiator for success on that is the time you put into it. So you'll have to identify those potential individuals that you want to promote your product. And you'll have to market it. And that's probably the mistake, probably the biggest mistake that brands make when they get into this space is someone sold them on the Field of Dreams type thing. Build it, they'll come, it's easy money, you don't have to do anything. I've been doing this 26 years. I've never seen that happen. There's a few times, very large brands that are ubiquitous, Coca-Cola, Target size brands. Those can get moving very quickly because everyone knows who they are. And I would venture to guess there's a few in the Western and English world that would be similar to that. But most of the time, you're going to have to put the work in on identifying, communicating, and then you're in a sales process. And it is very much how many times you reach them, the right message, and then education, bringing them on. So a lot of the networks provide all of that. So you can kind of farm that out, but it can definitely be done. I've run successful multi-million-dollar programs on platforms I never heard of until the client came to us. So it can be done.
Okay. Okay, so that's super helpful. I have one more tactical question before we get into the next piece, because as you said that, I'm just thinking of the people listening going, okay, if I sign up for this system, they use my link, you're saying I don't have to do the payment. Who takes care of the payment? How does that work? Do they invoice me for one big amount, I send that and they distribute it, or how does that work?
Yeah, so you'll get 2 invoices from the network every month. One will be for their fees, and one will be for the affiliate payments. And so you'll write 2 checks, and that's all you have to handle. And some of the networks require an escrow, commission junction. They actually require several $1,000s to put up before. So unless you're a large brand, it's probably not the network you're going to go to, because it does take a bit of an investment on the front end. But yeah, you get 2 invoices every month typically.
Okay.
Some are one invoice with just 2 line items. And then you can always see the reporting is another benefit. Some of the individual platforms like Shopify and WooCommerce and WordPress, they all have rudimentary reporting, so you can see who's generating. The networks do have a lot of pretty significant reporting. But yeah, that's how it works. You pay them and they pay the affiliates.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about, for those listening, and of course we have a variety of sizes, but honestly, the bulk of my listeners are going to be small businesses that are listening. Okay, so knowing that, and as they're listening, I know you've already had a lot of these conversations. So I would love for you to address some of the sticking points that they're probably thinking right now as they listen, as to reasons they think this won't work for me. And to help them understand. Again, guys, listening, this is not a sales service for exactly what Jamie does. Of course, we're going to link to it, Equine RevShare, but he has a wealth of knowledge. So let's lean into that knowledge, because you know why people are saying no to this, or what makes them think it's not worth their effort. So what are some of those reasons?
I think the biggest is, well, we're already getting sales. Why would I incur a cost for that? And yes, you are getting those, but those individuals who are referring your product, every single one of them is trying to augment their earnings. Every single one. They will figure this out, and they will go to the person that is either selling the same thing and giving them a commission, or selling something similar that will work. And so that's one reason you want to future-proof your sales force, but you're giving them no incentive other than your product is good and they enjoy it. Now, if you give them an incentive on that, they will remember to sell your stuff more. All these people are trying to generate passive income. There's a huge movement in the space right now, of how do these businesses, and it's led by you and a few others, of making sustainable businesses in the horse industry. And this passive level of income is part of that. So this groundswell movement is happening. You want to get involved and kind of carve out your space right now. And they are your best sales force, 100% your best sales force, better than your online advertising, your print advertising, because when they say get it, people buy it. It's just happening. So you want to incentivize them. The other is they just don't understand. They don't understand how it works. They feel they don't have time to learn something new, and it's not a heavy lift. It isn't a heavy lift. If they're small enough that they don't have a tech team, you can go to Outwork, Fiverr. You can go to a bunch of places and find a short-term tech team to integrate this stuff. I do it all the time. I know a lot about marketing, a lot about affiliate marketing. I am not a programmer. So there's a extent I'm able to do, but we use them all the time. So you can find someone to do that. And those are usually the biggest ones. It's just there's a stigma, and we think we talked about it last time too. When you hear affiliate marketing, you kind of think MLM. You may have seen videos with, some guy with supermodels around him leaning up against a Rolls Royce telling you can make $90,000 a month through affiliate marketing. And so that's usually the stigma. And it's hung around for the entire time I've been in the industry, and it's just not true. There are those scammers out there, but there are immense brands that we all shop through. And I guarantee you, everyone here who's listening has shopped through an affiliate link for a brand that they love, and they had no idea. So it is not scammy. There are billion-dollar businesses that utilize affiliate marketing. So those are usually the things. And then cost. How much is this going to cost? And so there are networks that are very expensive, and there is a big hurdle to jump over to get in there. But there are, like you mentioned, there are platform specific they already have access to. Will usually cost them nothing to get involved. And there's a network that is able to provide that for free to get everybody started. And they want people to get into this space. So those are usually the things. They just don't understand. They've heard bad things, and maybe they don't feel that they have time.
That makes sense. I have one other I'd love for you to address, which is the idea of I talked about the size of the business. So for many people, when we hear affiliate marketing, we're like, oh, I've heard of that because this big business has it, right? But how do I do that? So we've addressed the fact that obviously your platform can do it, but I'm curious if from your experience, is there such thing as I'm too small, I'm too niche down, as a way of saying like that one thing is not going to work for me?
Yeah, there's been products that I was really excited about, and we just couldn't get enough traction. It was new. It's usually with new products. Affiliate marketing can be good for new products and new businesses if the draw is broad enough. I used to ride Pasafinos, and I worked with a trainer who developed a halter. I can't remember what it was. It was a really unique halter for that particular horse. And so we worked with him on that, and it just never got traction because he was going after a small portion of a niche industry. And so that was a little bit tough to get through. Products that take a lot of customization and phone work or in person, those can be tough to do with affiliate marketing because you're not clicking through a link and buying. So that's not to say it can't be done. It is a little more difficult. Things like saddles and custom tack. But we've done, like I said earlier, if you can figure out a way to track it, you can figure out a way to get more of it. And so there are ways to track it, but usually the bottleneck is the business owner. So if they don't want to figure out how to do that, we used to work with a mattress company way before mattresses were sold online. So this is, it's this 18 years ago, 15 years ago. Before that was a normal thing to buy a mattress online. Everything was purchased over the phone because no one's going to spend, in 2006, they're not going to spend $6,000 on a mattress on a website. They're going to call. So we developed a script with customer service, a code that got transferred on the website. We were able to figure out a way to track that over the phone and for affiliates to get paid. And they still use that today, and it's very successful. So where there's a will, there's always a way to track it. But yeah, you got to think affiliate marketing isn't going to take your business and quadruple it. most likely. It's going to add another. We've seen it add multi-channel brands, so they're selling in store, online, and maybe in print. Or resellers, we've seen it add 40% on the high end. That was amazing. But usually
Mhm.
it's between 10 and 12%. So if you look at that and see, okay, what's 10 or 12%? Is that worth the effort? Maybe, maybe not. Um, but there are occasionally ones that explode, that people really love it. And now you have influencers you can work with as a brand that have a much larger exposure and following than they did before. So that can really catapult something that maybe has a very small following, and then you can use affiliate marketing to really broaden that.
Yeah, that's so good. And we talked some, I think, on part one about how even working with those affiliates, or I'm sorry, those influencers, those publishers of a variety of sizes, and how the impact of that can be exponential. They don't have to be these huge, huge platforms. They don't have
Yeah.
to be the huge, well known international clinicians. So as a small business, you actually have opportunity to build on that trust and authenticity piece that's so key right now in marketing. It's
Yeah.
always key, but right now people are really craving that authenticity. And so then to be able to lean into that and find those smaller, medium-sized influencers and make those connections, it can be really, yeah, it can be
And
crucial
that
in getting your awareness out there.
and a successful campaign with a tier 4 and tier 3, that's going to give you a strong case study to get to those bigger influencers out there. You'll be
Mhm.
able to say, here's what I did with this person, and they have
Mhm.
X amount of followers. You have this much more. I think this can be really successful.
Yeah, that's so good. Okay, so talk to us. You talked about the objections, so let's talk about the opportunities, which you've done a little bit, but I have a feeling there's more. Some of the possibilities for brands that are listening in terms of creating an affiliate program. What are some of those?
I mean, the biggest is new customers. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone lives or dies with new customers, right? It was probably the one metric that we were held accountable to at the agency I ran doing this was new customer acquisition. It's the lifeblood of any business that needs to grow. It's getting harder and harder and harder to do that as this industry continues to grow and new things pop up, new events pop up. It becomes very difficult to reach new customers in a really crowded market, and the affiliate program allows you to do that at an individual, trusted referral basis. So you can reach out to those trainers, all those horse professionals, get access to their audience, and bring on a new customer that way. And so it's very rare. There's not a lot of other industries that have this sort of structure. Fashion, you have influencers, but the trust that people have with their trainer is just it's a different thing. If they trust their trainer and they love their trainer and they're working with them for a long time, you have access to uh, kind of steal that authority and that loyalty. And then when they say, "I want you to use this brand," okay, yeah. Sometimes I ask, sometimes your clients ask, sometimes I go, "Okay, I just wanna keep doing the thing that I'm doing, and I'm gonna follow you." So, it's that ability to access that trust and authority and kind of cover yourself with it in the eye of the end consumer, and then access those new customers through all these each one is this new little channel that you get to access to. That's the biggest one. And businesses live or die on new customer acquisition, and really, if you're not growing, you're falling backwards. It's just very hard to plateau in a business and stay there. And so this is going to allow you access, because there's always new people entering our industry. There's the person who just leased a horse for the first time, or is just taking lessons for the first time, and they're going to move up. You want to reach them, that first experience, their first barn, their first exposure to this space, and then follow them up as they end up spending a lot more money over time.
That's so true. I was listening to somebody just in the coaching world talking about what you just said, that idea of growth versus plateau. And even though she was saying, look, I'm in a stage and season where I'm not trying to 10x my results, but she said I actually still have to work a little bit harder to get those leads because of, things are changing, things have evolved. But she was just that idea of, well, I'm just going to be sustaining where I'm at. And so I don't need to get new leads. I don't need to get new customers is so untrue. It's such a myth, and you've got to be building those leads coming in.
Yeah, and that's like one of the true things in the universe of running several businesses. I've always wanted to reach a level of contentment. Like, I'm here, I'm good, I just need to stay here. But if you're not actively making sure you refill those clients, those customers, you're gonna. Yeah, and I had this through several cycles of my marketing agency. I'm like, we're in a good spot. I don't want to hire more employees. I'm really comfortable with what I'm earning. We're doing great work. And then a big client leaves and another client leaves. And that happens. It could be no fault, just attrition. Stuff happens.
Right. Yeah.
And if you don't have a pipeline,
Mhm.
then now you're scrambling, you're stressed, and that's the one thing I learned is you always have to be growing. You just have to be working leads. You have to be doing things to market yourself 100% of the time, and because your business just does this naturally anyway.
Mhm.
So this is a good way to add that and keep that going, and let other people do some of the marketing for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another opportunity. Sorry.
Go.
I don't want to forget this. One of the things I love about affiliates and publishers, those people, in this example, the horse trainers and clinicians and all those people working in the industry, is now you have this team. Like, you and I are smart, and we're going to have X amount of ideas every day, and some days more ideas than the others. But we're limited. We're going to have so many ideas of how to market things. You get this sales force that you only pay when it's successful, and they get to go try all these new things to generate revenue for you and for them. It's a perfect incentive thing, but they all get to try stuff. And hopefully you're building relationships with all of these individuals and organizations, and you get to see what they're doing, and then you get to bring that back and use it in your marketing. So that's another benefit. You get to see all these people, the tip of the spear, doing really unique marketing things to reach customers, and you get to incorporate the stuff that works.
Mhm. Yeah. So good. I love it. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the practical of what it looks like, but again, given the experience that you have, I know that you know some things that brands should keep in mind as they are considering creating and running a successful and sustainable affiliate program. So, what are some of those tips or strategies that you would love to see equestrian brands and horse business brands keeping in mind?
Yeah, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. So it's
Mm.
not the build it, they will come. You have to put time in, and give it time. Give it 13 months. In fact, like every marketing initiative or new startup or anything, I always say 13 months. It's one thing that has shown true, just like the plateau issue we talked about, is it takes 12 months for something to gain traction, and that 13-month is where you really see success. So give it time, work it, build relationships. You're going to find partners that are going to be really successful for you, but it may take a while for them to figure out what products they're selling, how to do it, how to reach their audience, and how to work together. Sometimes it just takes time. So definitely give it time, give it at least a year, 13 months to see what's going on. And then look at them as salespeople. So if you were running a sales team, how would you, what would you do? Well, it's product education, it's deals, it's maybe special one-offs, incentives for them to promote. You may give them, we always gave commission bonuses. If a person was always generating one sale a month, hey, if you get to 3, we're going to give you this bonus.
Mm.
You can give them custom things to give out to their users. So, you may have one, trainer that's he's a ranch rider or AQHA specialist. All right, well, develop a package for them to promote to their users. So give them things to use to market. Just like, we're always looking, what am I going to create content? What content am I going to create today? What can I talk about today? Give them the things to talk about, because everyone, especially the influencers, they're looking for stuff to talk about. And they're sitting right now going, I got to do 3 videos today. What the hell am I going to talk about? Give them stuff to talk about. And that can be really, really successful. And they're going to be very happy that you've given them some ideas. And one of the mistakes, people look at it and, they're going to go do their thing. I don't have to talk to them. No, go learn from them. You have this opportunity to learn about their customers and learn about them. And that's a huge benefit. So spend some time with them, find out what they want to see. You may find a product line that you don't carry or manufacture that you need to from those conversations. You have this access to the people who are with the people who buy your product every day. And I've never met a horse trainer that wasn't afraid to tell me exactly what he thought or she thought about anything. So you're going to get unfiltered response. So that, and then go out and find those players, actively recruit. There are a lot of resources that are free to show you how to do that. But sending a couple emails a day, I just set a time, about 15 minutes a day, to do some recruiting, and I'll just find 2 or 3 people, send out, hey, this is what we got going on. I'd love to work with you. So that kind of thing can go a really long way too.
Okay. So good. So many good pieces. I just love it. I'm just like, I'm
Good.
getting excited for everybody listening. Because like you said, you get out of it what you put into it, but then the practical way to do those things, I'm sure, again, right? We all have our experts that we are skilled at in our fields. And so for those listening, they're going, affiliate marketing isn't what I get. I don't spend a lot of time sitting and thinking about that. But
Yeah.
somebody like you who's seen what works and can say, like, just the simple thing of, how can you incentivize them to do more? Like, that was really simple, but can be
Yeah.
really powerful, right? So I appreciate those.
Yeah, and I use ChatGPT like it's an extension of my brain. And in fact, I have notes that I compiled and edited with ChatGPT, but you can use that. So the biggest concern is I don't have time. Well, let's put that to bed. Just go to ChatGPT and say, I'm looking for, and then type in what you're looking for. Who do you want to work with as a brand? And then tell it to give you those websites or social profiles and find contact info for them and put it in a table. And so you're going to get 10 that day of people that probably 8 fit your target. It's going to give you maybe 7 email addresses, and you're only going to have time to get 2. So you're going to get 2, and just then have ChatGPT write a great recruiting email to send it to them, and ChatGPT is gonna be able to do that. So there's so many tools to help minimize the time from I don't know what I'm doing to it's been successful, and that's one of them. And I know some people don't like using it, but it augments and multiplies your effort greatly, and that can get around a lot of the time constraint.
Yeah, it is so true. I have an episode just on the marketing piece of using ChatGPT and the messaging and the
Awesome.
heart. But I do think, as you're saying, I'm like, we need to do an episode just on some of the practical assistant type work that it can do for you that's not marketing and messaging and social media content, because that gets a little muddy and it gets a little repetitive, but just the practical side. Yeah. And honestly, just a side note, like, in what I love too, because I use it as well. I go into it, right? I have my filter. I've trained it on a lot of things and it knows a lot about me.
Yeah.
So then though, it'll ask, right? Would you like me to do this, this, or this next? And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, dang, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, yes, please do that. And then I don't use it verbatim. And just like for those listening, I don't want you probably to use verbatim the email it's going to give you. Right. So
Exactly.
that's just that reminder, like back to the marketing and messaging episode. I'll link to that in the show notes, because you need to make it sound like you. But
Yep.
man, using that just as a framework, editing that just a little bit so it sounds more like you, but you're not having to start from scratch on that, can be really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you and I, we produce a lot of content, and over our careers, there's a lot that ChatGPT can digest, and so I don't know how many blog posts or podcast appearances or speaking engagements that I've been able to upload into ChatGPT. And that's usually when I'm working on a project, I will say, digest these things. And I've done that with my writing, is digest all my writing. And so when I'm asking it to do a recruiting email or something like that, or it helped me with the email I sent to you, I write this in my voice.
Yeah.
And it is, if you have a lot of examples, or even a few, it's crazy how close it is. Like, it's a little eerie, but it does take that time. And then, yeah, you take it out and you edit it and make sure it fits you. And it'll always use words that you're like, I've never used that word. I'm going to
Right.
it out. But
I
yeah,
would
I
never do
love
that.
using it.
And in the horse world, you have to be careful because it will definitely throw in the horsey puns, even if you never
Yes.
do. Like, it just throws it in there all the time, and you have to be careful of that because, yeah, in the horse world, it's like, no, we don't talk like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do not take it and just send it without reading it.
Yeah.
Because yes, I
100%.
have noticed that too. It thinks it's cute.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's your friend who, once went to the barn with you.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
That's so true. That's so good. So, side note for those listening, but I love that tip. Like, if time is the issue and you're saying, well, I don't have time to look for all these things, you don't have to. You can get the help and take advantage of what's available there. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've given them so much good information. I'm really excited for people that are listening and like, okay, maybe in 2026, this is what I can, spend some energy and time on. And I want to back up for a moment because I want to acknowledge when you gave a very specific number for people to expect and to lay that baseline of reality. I appreciate that because, like you said, some people are listening going, oh, yeah, but that's not going to do XYZ. And I appreciate you stopping and saying, let's just do a reality check. Here's what we're seeing. Here's what's, you can reasonably expect. And then you can decide,
Yep.
is this worth my investment of time right now or not? So thank you for that. I think that's
You're welcome.
super helpful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, broad stroke, before we finish up that you're like, this is what people need to know? And I know that you said you had some questions from people that came in about the previous conversation. So feel free to throw in your answers to that here. Broad scope about building an affiliate marketing business as a brand or as a publisher. What do you want people to know?
Well, the question I got, and interesting enough, through LinkedIn, um, that surprised me. But a young lady from Kalispell, Montana, said she loved our conversation, but wasn't sure how do I do this? And so that's, if you're on the provider side, and I believe she was a body work or chiropractor. While you're talking to a client, they're probably going to ask you, hey, what is that you're using? Or what do you recommend I do for this? And maybe it's a feed supplement or a blanket or, any of the weird stuff that we use in this space. You can say, well, I'll send you what I use. And then you can go grab a link through the affiliate program. And if you're using, here comes a plug for Equine RevShare. If you're using that, it makes it really easy. You can go to Equine RevShare, you can search for that product, and then there's just a copy link button. Copy the link, paste it in a text, and that's you're done. So for her, that's exactly how you can use affiliate marketing on the provider side. One thing I put together is, we've talked a lot about how brands can use affiliate marketing to find the horse professionals and how horse professionals can use their affiliate programs to earn revenue. But there's ways that horse professionals, they can use affiliate marketing for their own product. So I see a lot of this happening right now with digital products. So arena packs, pattern packs, mini courses, printables and checklists. So a lot of the clinicians and the trainers, they're developing something that can be sold while they're sleeping, because that's the big problem, right? Is if I'm not in a saddle, if I'm not using my hands, I'm not earning money, and there is a limit to how many horses you can have in the barn. There, you can only ride, only get your butt on a saddle so many times in a day. So you can start thinking about, what can I develop that's unique to me that my audience would love to buy, and then go sell it and use affiliates to promote that product, give them an incentive. You see a lot of memberships, monthly training clubs and things like that. You can sell your clinics. and lessons through that. So you can find local influencers to sell that and use affiliate marketing. There's physical product. There's a lot of trainers that are relatively well known that sell a lot of sweatshirts and things like that, and you can use that. And all this in service, all your services, and then your affiliates can be clients, other trainers, farriers, vets, chiropractors, local influencers, local organizations. So organizations are always looking for ways to earn money, so they don't have to ask their parents or their participants to fork out even more. So you can work with them to sell your products and services through affiliate marketing. So that's another thing I wanted to throw out there as well. And then the last thing is it works. We've sold billions. We've lost count. I mean, tens of billions through publishers for all sorts of brands, including equine related brands. And it's a phenomenal way to find new customers and new markets.
Yeah. Okay. So good. Yeah, I love all those ideas. So, for those listening who are saying, how do I figure that out? And the practical way of doing that is just going and grabbing a link. For the marketing, so I get to say, like, for the people who don't think like me, so I get to share this part as you're talking, I'm going, okay, welcome emails, kind of similar to how you talked about your trainer says, here's a list of the things you need to get, right? When you get a new client, when you get a new email subscriber, hey, here, so glad you're here. Here are a few of my favorite things I think you will love, right? Or even having a blog post. I have a client right now working on a blog post that's gift guides
Yeah.
for the Christmas season. And inside of there, I'm like, make sure you're grabbing your affiliate links, taking advantage of those. So they're especially in the digital world and the way you communicate now, social media, email, website, all of those things. There are some really practical ways if you just look at your customer journey and think about what are some of those touch points that I'm already telling them that they should do these things, then I can include those affiliate links in there as well. So
I love that. And I love like gift guides for the non-horse person who has the wallet and wants to buy gifts for the horse
for the
person
horse
because
person.
they've already done this. They bought something at the ranch and home or the tack store and they brought it home and the horse person was like, I will never use that. Why would you buy that? Right? We're super particular. So you can, as a trainer, like you are really leaving money on the table by not putting something together for the people who pay for the people in your barn to have that done. Because, if it's a child or a husband or a
Yeah.
wife, there's someone else there that's looking for gifts. And we're super hard to buy for as horse people, super hard to buy for. My wife doesn't buy me anything because even though we live in the same house, we do the same things. We don't like the same things. So
Yeah.
you're missing out on just print it out and put those links on there. And here are gift ideas this is what, as a trainer, I would like to see them have, and they would
Right.
love it. So those things happen all year long, and you can really augment your income. Are you gonna be able to not train horses anymore because of it? No, but you're sure gonna make your life a little bit easier and get a lot more space and pay for a lot more fuel than you would have in the past, and live a little more comfortably.
Yeah. So good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie, before we go, tell everybody where they can find you online, how they can connect with you.
Yeah, well, you can go to equinerevshare.com. All my contact is there. You can type in Jamie Birch on LinkedIn. You can reach me at jamie@equinerevshare.com. Equine Rev Share on TikTok, and Jamie Birch, Wine and Horses on TikTok is my main account. But please, if you have any questions, even if you want to walk through of this, I would love to. I have a heart for the horse industry, and I love to see when those people I know that literally put down their blood, sweat, and tears and their time so I can go earn another ribbon this year. I love helping them build sustainable
Yeah.
businesses and just use this stuff to do it. And then definitely they should be listening to the rest of your podcast because it's really good stuff there that I love.
Thank you.
You should listen to all of that.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I will put the links, of course, on the show notes, but I so appreciate your heart for equine business owners and sharing your expertise. Thank you.
Awesome. You are welcome. Thank you.
All right, friends, I hope that you learned so much, and specifically that you found something that you can take away as you build and grow your business this year. And as you do that, I want to invite you to something real quick, because coming up at the end of this month, I'm hosting a brand new workshop. It is a working session that I would love for you to be a part of. Okay, it's called Sell with Confidence, a strategic 2026 sales planning workshop specifically for equine entrepreneurs, of course, because you guys are the heart of why I do what I do. Now, in this working session together, I will help you to thoughtfully map out a 2026 sales calendar that's aligned with your offers, the seasons of your business and life, and your goals for your business, so that you can make confident, intentional decisions about when and how you sell. All right. So if you want to join me for this, I'd love to send you the information. If you just go to stormlily.com/sales. Okay, you will see the information. It is going to be on Thursday, January 29th. So it truly is right around the corner, but I wanted to get it to you before February hits so that you can truly look out ahead at 2026. I know some of you have been thinking, Denise, it's January and I feel behind the gun already. I feel like I'm behind in what I wanted to get done. This is your chance to show up with some intention for yourself and for your business and plan out your year. Okay. I know that for many of you, what happens is you are selling in the gaps of the year between the client meetings, between the shows, and all the other things that you're doing and the hats that you are wearing. Yet it's not really how you want to show up in your business. So this 90-minute working session together is your opportunity to get really clear about your sales calendar. Now, again, this is not a sales training, okay? This is a working session where I'm going to walk you through evaluating your offers and figuring out when and what you are going to sell this year, so you can give it a date and a time and have a plan for it. And then you can work backwards from your plan. Now, of course, if you're listening and going, Denise, that sounds great, but then life happens. Here's the deal. Life is going to happen either way. But if you at least have a plan in place, then you have something to even maneuver and work around. But if you have nothing, then what's going to happen is you spend your 2026 completely in reactive mode. And that is not peaceful for yourself. It's not peaceful for your nervous system. It's not peaceful or even fun when it comes to selling. Okay. So I would love to invite you to join me. It is $50 for this 90-minute session. And yes, it is a paid workshop, not a free workshop. You know that I'm a fan of doing both. And we did the 2026 reset. It was free for you. I want to do this workshop as a paid workshop because I know that you show up differently when you invest in yourself. Okay. So you're going to pay just $50, and on the outside or on the other side, you're going to make sales that are going to more than make up for that $50 investment. But what's going to happen is when you invest that $50, then on the other side, you show up differently. You show up live, you do the work, and you get to see the fruit and the benefit of that for yourself and for your business. Okay. So again, head over to stormlily.com/sales to go ahead and save your seat, mark your calendar, get yourself ready. We are going to plan out your year so that you can go from being reactive to being intentional with your business. I cannot wait to see you there.